King's Country at kingscountry.net. That's Colin Ray in this live. I'm Jim King. Here comes Midnight River Choir, a band with a local connection, because the lead singer, Eric Middleton, is from Kirbyville, Texas, just north of Beaumont. First became familiar with his talents way back when he was probably in middle school. He used to come down to Beaumont and perform for our Colgate Country Showdown. It was a local contest that we did every year as an annual event on this radio station terrestrial radio station that I worked at when I first moved here. I believe he won once. He and his sister Amber used to enter, and they were fantastic. Now he's lead singer of Midnight River Choir, which, by the way, did a free show last night at Green Hall, the legendary Green Hall in the Texas Hill Country. You got to make a road trip up there sometime. Me and Suzanne Simmons need to hit the road and head to the Green Hall one time. It's on my bucket list. But here comes Midnight River Choir now in Circles on King's Country. King's Country at kingscountry.net with Keith Ebb, and blue ain't your color. It's our color today and has been all week in Southeast Texas. Green lights and blue skies in Southeast Texas. Beautiful day in Beaumont. Gorgeous day in the Golden Triangle for the cruise in the King's Caddy. The Red Rocket. I'll even open the sunroof. Yeah, we'll just roll in style. And stay with me for Trisha Yearwood coming up. Also some Gary Allen, Aaron Lewis. Quick time out. Pay some bills. Back in a flash with Larry Gatlin from my old stomping grounds in Odessa, Texas.
You're cruising in the King's Caddy.
King of the road. With the choices I made.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. Rest in peace, Possum. That's George Jones, the late great one. Spent a lot of time in Southeast Texas, was born and reared in Saratoga, just around Beaumont here, and spent time in Beaumont on the streets strumming his guitar as a young tyke. The rest is history. In fact, I'm having a fabulous flashback at the big memorial they had to his life in Vidor, Texas.
King of the road.
Fabulous flashback to the 2013 George Jones tribute in his hometown of Vidor, Texas.
Oh, I was so lost. Oh, but now I'm found. I was blind. Oh, but now I see.
Family, friends, and colleagues of the late George Jones recently paid a very touching tribute to him at a packed Benoist Lewis Hall in the Possum's old hometown of Vidor, Texas. Those in attendance included George's oldest sister, Helen Scroggins Jones of Wildwood, Texas.
Well, I love my brother because he always looked after me and seen that I didn't need nothing.
Tell about his great singing.
Yeah, and I love to hear him sing up till he died.
And tell him about on your daddy's grave. You're going to tell that.
And I wanted the one that wrote Watching from the Window Up Above. My husband loved that song, and so I put it on his tombstone.
Now you want to thank everybody?
Huh?
You want to thank everybody?
Thank y'all.
This concludes our special broadcast. We now return to Nothing Special.
King's Country, kingscountry.net. Put the kids to bed. Breaking news from Dolly World. You know, Dolly Parton's first real kiss was in grade school. Yeah, she was at a friend's party when they played Spin the Bottle. She ended up kissing one of the cute boys. Here's Dolly.
My first kiss, Lord have mercy, I think my first real kiss was in grade school. Some friend had a party at her house, and we played Spin the Bottle. And I got my first kiss from a boy there, a different boy than my first crush. But I was happy that it landed on one of the cute boys. I had a lot of boys in my life. I love boys. I still do.
Where did you learn to kiss like that?
I used to sell kisses for the milk fund.
Streaming from the studios of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas, Jim King of the radio and TV. My time to shine on the boob tube each and every weekend. Look forward to it. Hope you do too. Yeah, 3 times every weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. Check local listings. Prime time Saturday nights on Fox 4. Following local news. This is a Dustin and Donis episode. Live music from Dustin Saunier, captured live in Orange, Texas by King of the Road Productions. Then we'll cruise over to Mauriceville, Texas, and check out my buddy Donis Moras, fine singer-songwriter from Southeast Texas, born and reared in Bider, Texas. We're going to have the Southeast Texas debut of Asleep at the Wheel's new video, Half 100 Years. It's a good one, and that's sponsored by Pine Tree Lodge in LaBelle, Texas, as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. And Sleep at the Wheel is coming to Southeast Texas. It's going to be at Orange, Texas, Letcher Theater. Get your tickets now at letcher.org. We're going to close it out with my buddy Tim Burge, Amos Moses song.
Here come Amos. Sit down on him, son. Amos Moses was a Cajun. He lived by himself in a swamp. He hunted alligator for living. He just knocked him in the head with a stone. The Louisiana law gonna get you, Amos. It ain't legal hunting alligator down in the swamp, boy. Everybody blamed this old man for making him mean as a snake. When Amos Moses was a boy, his daddy would use him for alligator bait. Tie a rope around his waist and throw him in the swamp. Alligator bait in Louisiana Bayou.
Check out Tim Burge. That's our Royal Spotlight segment, sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches, Texas. 3 times this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. You can stream the segments at jimkingoftheroad.com starting tomorrow afternoon. And thanks for streaming King's Country at kingscountry.net. King's Country, kingscountry.net. Just when you thought it was safe to turn on the internet radio, another crazy story coming out of Florida. Land of fruits and nuts. I used to think that California was the land of fruits and nuts, but I think Florida's got them beat because we see stuff like this almost daily. A Florida man is facing indecent exposure charges after catcalling 2 women and then exposing himself to them from his truck. Here's an officer talking about Ray Rami and the search for additional victims.
The video surveillance captured by the victims did assist. This is something that's very disturbing, and so detectives are not sure if there's additional victims.
King's Country at kingscountry.net. That's Mark Chestnut, Blame It on Texas. Speaking of that song, Blame It on Texas, go to my YouTube channel and check out his son, Casey Chestnut, singing that song. It's got over almost 3,000 views in less than a week. Blame It on Texas, performed by Casey Chestnut at Pine Tree Lodge. Hope to see you out at Pine Tree Lodge. It's going to be a good weekend for that. And speaking of Mark Chestnut, he's had some health issues recently. He went into the hospital recently for some back surgery, emergency back surgery. And then he got out and got COVID, and so did his wife, his lovely wife, Tracy. And he's had to cancel another show. Thoughts and prayers to Mark Chestnut. Need to give him a call and put him on the air, see if he is up to doing an interview. He loves to talk on the radio, so maybe next week we'll give Mark a call and hopefully get him on and get him going again. Here comes Honey Rider on King's Country. Good TGIF to you. King's Country at kingscountry.net. Thanks again for riding shotgun on the Jim King of the Radio show. Yeah, you're riding shotgun Cadillac style on a gorgeous day in the Golden Triangle. Beautiful day in Beaumont. And here's some more breaking news from Nashville. Cole Swindell saw 2 little girls singing every word to every song at a recent show. So he did an impromptu meet and greet with them and shared a clip of it on Instagram. Here's the audio.
These 2 little girls were in the crowd singing every word to every song, and I couldn't take it anymore. I said, all right, I got to meet y'all as soon as we get done before Thomas Rhett starts, so we're going to meet them right.
Great job!
Can I take a photo with them?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God!
Streaming from the studios of King of the Road Productions in Beaumont, Texas, the Jim King of the Radio show, not to be confused with the TV show. That's a completely different animal. It's like this, but with moving pictures. Don't miss it this weekend. Episode number 791 set to air, but who's counting? 3 times this weekend on Fox 4 and the CW. Check local listings. I'll be posting the segments at JimKingOfTheRoad.com and the entire episode, so you can watch it all on demand at JimKingOfTheRoad.com for free. Just click on the TV show icon. In this one, we've got Dustin Saunier live in Orange. Donis Moras, another fine local area singer, songwriter. He'll be live from Mauriceville. These are from our archives. We'll have the Southeast Texas debut of Asleep at the Wheel's new video, Half 100 Years. It's a good one. It's the title track to their new LP that was dropped October 1st. You can see Asleep at the Wheel by going to Lutcher.org and ordering your tickets, because they're coming to Orange, Texas, to the Lutcher Theater. Proud to be sponsoring that, and they're going to be slated for October 16th. That's a Saturday, for those of you that are paying attention. And then that's our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. We're going to close it out with Tim Burge covering Amos Moses, a famous song that we do play here on King's Country, kingscountry.net. Tim Burge will be in the Royal Spotlight, sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center. There's your lineup for this weekend, the Jim King of the TV show. Back to the radio show on King's Country. Thanks for streaming us. King's Country, kingscountry.net. I'm Jim King of the radio. A little shout out to my number one fan out there, I think. I hope so still. Suzanne Simmons. Lovely Suzanne Simmons. Can't wait to see her in a little bit. But speaking of Suzanne, I noticed the other night that she has cold feet. I was snuggling up to her, and her feet are like ice cold. Sometimes she says my arms are cold. But anyway, science may have figured out why women always feel colder than men. We might have evolved that way to encourage us to spend more time apart. Yeah, before we were civilized, it wasn't always beneficial for male primates to stick around and help with the kids. The males would eat all the food or be too aggressive. So even just hanging out in the shade while females preferred sunny spots may have been a benefit. Here's Dr. Aaron Levin from the School of Zoology at the Steinhardt Museum of Natural History in Tel Aviv University, talking about that very subject.
This phenomenon is not unique to humans. Many species of mammals and birds, which we call endotherm, the females prefer warm places where the male prefer cooler temperature. The bottom line, if we go back to humans, these differences are not for us to fight on the remote control of the air conditioner. It's more to make a separation between the gender when we don't need each other. And this reduces the competition on resources and the aggression between the sexes.
King's Country, kingscountry.net. That does it for a TGIF edition of the Jim King of the radio show. I got to finish some closed captioning on the Jim King of the TV show. We do that here, too, at King of the Road Productions. Turn that bad boy in this afternoon to Sinclair Broadcasting, so you can watch it tomorrow on the CW and Fox 4. Hook 'em Horns, my Texas Longhorns taking on OU, the big rivalry tomorrow. Red River Showdown in Dallas. I think they still do that. They used to do it at the Cotton Bowl. I believe they still do that. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Hook 'em Horns. Kick some OU butt. And you keep between the ditches and join me for a Monday thing, same time, same station, 10-ish here on King's Country, kingscountry.net. But always stream us for the most magnificent country music.